Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I actually forgot my glasses. Give me a second, actually. I was sitting here for the countdown to go away for like, I don't know, like a minute or two. I could have got my glasses beforehand, but I just didn't think about it. Didn't think about the necessity of it. Okay. So before I like fully get into like what we're gonna do today, I think let's first say just hello. So hello everybody. I'm glad you're here. I hope your week so far, or well, your weekend, since it's Monday, your weekend has been good. We're able to rest and sort of get ready or feel ready for the upcoming week. And if not, we can talk about it today. But yeah, hi everybody, and hi pandas. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. You said like last was Thursday, right? Yeah. Wait. Yeah. You weren't able to like sleep properly? Or like your sleep rhythm was just like really off? So I hope that's better now. So today we don't have like a like a specific topic we set our minds to on like first day of like the last week. Because of that, we sort of have like multiple choices here. And I'm just gonna like I'm always sort of like noting down like topics for like podcasts. But like all of them are definitely also topics which like work in stream. And they're like, I don't know, like I can't make as many podcasts. So essentially we have to tackle some of those in stream. So it's always perfect if why? Oh, now we're back. Okay, so that's fun. Anyways. So yeah, I guess it works. So some of the topics I have here is like, so we have some topics which are more in terms of like actually like psychology, mental health direction. And then we have some topics which go more into the like philosophical direction, I guess. Which definitely like can have something to do with mental health, but it always like depends on like if it like touches on like your worldview, sort of. So more of the like philosophical topics, I guess, is like talking just about how, how like money is influencing us, and how money maybe sometimes is even like suppressing us, or like I guess for a lot of people is, or like missing money is like holding us back, but also just about like how our world sort of works with evolving around money. Because I feel like this can like a lot of the time has something to do with mental health because of just like that like we really want to do something but we don't because it costs too much, or we I don't know like feel guilty for buying something, or we feel guilty for spending something, or that we like push ourselves to work more than we usually would just because we need that money and stuff like this. So I feel like money is like, because our world like really evolves around money, it's just a thing which influences us in a lot of ways. And I feel like sometimes when we don't like think about it actively, it can like really influence us in like a way where we don't like notice the side effects of it, I guess. So that's why like I feel like money and how money influences us could be an amazing topic. The next topic we sort of have as an option is sort of like nature, like how sentient actually sort of like our nature is, like how our planet works, like what we know really about nature and stuff like this. So I don't know, because there's just been some like new, I guess, like, yeah, some new science showing us that, for example, like plants actually like make noises and sort of like warn each other from stuff. So like this is really interesting. Also, if we look, for example, at like networks like fungi, it's, I don't know, like there's a lot of things we know and a lot of things we don't know. And I don't know, I feel like this could be like a really, really nice discussion sort of on like different opinions and stuff like this. And sort of to just get like a little bit of this message back of like how connected we might are to nature. And it might be more than we think, and also how connected nature is, and how we influence nature, how nature influences us, stuff like this. And hi Fluffy, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. So topic number 3 we have as option. This one we talked about already. Okay. I guess like actually, so this is more of like a practical thing, but it could still be interesting. It's like how to sort of like what to learn to protect yourself, like how protecting yourself actually works, what works best, and sort of like going in that direction, and then also like connecting it a little bit to like what we fear, what fears might actually be fears which should push us to learn some protection styles, and what fears might be fears which we should rather learn to like overcome because they don't help us in any capacity. So topic number 4 is did we talk about this already to like sort of like that much that we don't need to talk about it in this stream? I'm just gonna tell you and then like you can decide. So topic number 4, I think we were at, is like victim mindset, and how it's like sort of like a lack of confidence and insecurity can actually turn abusive. Also from the, like we can also talk about like from the perspective of the victim in that moment. Because I feel like there is like if you are a person with a victim mindset, it's actually like sort of low-key hard to understand or get the insight even that you are abusive, because you think everybody else is abusive, right? So sort of like to talk about both sides of this. Game theories. Game theories have actually a lot to do with our life. So diving a little bit into game theories could be really interesting. Also just, we have talked about this in stream, I think, but it's been like already weeks ago, sort of like how to have fun in games, like how to do gaming as a hobby, right? Because gaming as a hobby, I feel like is a lot of the time really connected to this sense of like, to this like competitive drive. And I feel like it's way too common that we just sort of like jokingly say that gaming isn't fun. Well, it is something we do in our free time and it should be fun. So just sort of like to go into this discussion of like, okay, like how we use this hobby as like a positive hobby, like how do we use this in a way where it serves us and serves the purpose it has of like us being able to relax, have fun, connect, rest sort of in our free time, instead of being a hobby which is driving us crazy and is making us tilted as fuck. So then topic number, I don't know, like I think we're at 6 or something. But we talked about this recently, so I don't know if it like if you're interested too much in it. But just sort of like what I learned about mental stability, we touched on this in like the last couple of streams, that it has like a lot to do with like energy management, and especially like preventative energy management, and like planning a lot of buffers and stuff like this. Then like different types of rest and needs. We talked about this quite a lot in stream already, but it was also a couple of weeks ago, so it might be interesting again. Then like social media, we talked about this, I think like 2 streams ago or something, and how it's, yeah, sort of by design a shitty concept. And also like how it has to do with like body dysmorphia and like any other thing in that direction that's like also connecting to the social media topic. Oh, then we have a really interesting topic, which is depression and grandiosity. Like I don't know if you heard about these terms in connection to each other, but depression and grandiosity is like a really interesting concept I've read in which book did I read this? I yeah, it was in the Drama of the Gifted Child book. And depression and grandiosity is not only a term I read there, but I also actually had on therapy. And it is essentially describing this describing mental instability, because mental instability is essentially always switching, or like for a lot of people it's switching between depression and grandiosity. So you have some moments where you think you're like on top of the world and you're like so amazing, and then in the next moment you hate yourself and think you don't deserve to live. And I feel like the concept of this, going in sort of like more in depth about this, could be like really, really interesting. Yeah, I feel like these are like low-key all of them. All of the topics like which are good for a stream setting, I think. So you know now. And if you're interested in any of these topics, like let me know for this stream specifically. But as always, we talk about like everything which sort of like is important to you guys at the moment. This is just something which can like give us an idea to I guess like fill the silence, if there is any, at some point. Yeah. Ooh, 10 stream streak. Let's go, Fluffy. I actually I think you see that our stream today is actually the 18th. Because I was counting the mental health streams we had, and it's honestly hard to sort of like pick a specific number or a specific starting point, because we did have some streams where we like gamed first and then only talked about mental health, and it was only like for like an hour or two. But I just sort of like to make it like the easiest, I guess, I just sort of picked the VODs we have on like I reposted on YouTube, because I was like, if I have made a VOD, because it's that like, because we talked like that much about it, that's considered like a mental health talk for me. So with this we had 17 and today's our 18th. So yeah, you've been there half of the time is what I'm saying, like more than half of the time. Yeah, like I feel like the definitely like some of the first ones didn't have like the proper schedule. The schedule we started with, I can actually like look this up. So this schedule we started after the first 4. Wait, like so 1, 2. No, after the first 5, we started the schedule properly. Because we started the schedule in like the beginning of October. So like the first full week of October. And so now we are essentially with this, like when we finish this week, we have had this schedule for 2 months now. So, and it actually, like, it always worked out, except that moment when I was like sick and my sister was over. But yeah. Okay. Almost ruined my streak there, not gonna lie. Oh, why? Were you like on the day where I was like sick? Wouldn't you have like wouldn't you been able to come and that it was like good that I was sick? But like if I wouldn't have been sick, it would have ruined your streak? Or the other way around, that because you got like sort of unsure about the schedule, you maybe wouldn't have made it to like the next stream on like Thursday. I was like, did I just didn't get the notification or something? What happens time to time for me? But yeah, it was confusing. Ah, yeah. Well, that's fine though. But it's cute that the stream matters in this way. All right. So let's first start, I guess, with just a regular mental health check-in, and then see where we go from this. What do you think, guys? Is that a good idea? I really need to put like WD-40. I don't know how you say it in like English, but like this like grease spray on my chair because it's creaking the entire time. Every centimeter I move, and the chair's like. Can't stand it. I can also start with the mental health checking again, if you prefer that more. Or we just like start right into it with one of the like bigger topics. Oh, by the way, I want to say this real quick. Sorry for like not properly communicating why I don't go into your message, pandas, with the cut off money and you still have the same issues. Because I should have just like said this like sort of like clearly. But yeah, I don't want to like get into it because we didn't like necessarily like pick this as our topic yet. So I don't want to like get like sidetracked into a topic, you know? Like if we talk about one of them, I want to do it in a way where like we picked it, we had time for this and stuff like this. And since like at that point you didn't even know about the other topics because I was just going through the list, I was like, okay, let's put that on hold actually, and see if we ever like if we even like feel like this is the topic we want to talk about and like spend time on after we like went through the entire list. But I should have just like, I don't know, I forgot to say this. So we have lists. Ah, yeah. There's not like you don't have the list. I have the list, right? So these were like the topics I was like sort of like explaining you about, to give options for the stream if we want to talk about like something specific of that, if something specific of that is like interesting to you guys. Yeah. So I have the list. But it's not like we don't have to like go through the entire list in the stream. Like this is not what I meant. Like I sort of expect us to like, I don't know, like get around to like one topic. next to the like regular mental health check-ins and topics which just like come up by us talking about stuff. But yeah, so do we want to start with the mental health check-in, Fluffy? You want to dive into it? Or no? This is nice. I'm gonna quickly write something down while you think about this, because I just remembered something. Okay. It's always hard to tell if you're already like getting into the mental health check-in and are already like typing and doing like a long message, or if you just like don't feel like it and then like don't type. Because it's like, for me, it's just like silence until there comes a message, right? So it's like an odd situation where I'm like, either I feel the silence now, and then like it may be like I might fill the silence with something I have to stop and like pause, or I'm like not filling the silence in a wave, but if there's nothing coming, then it's awkward. Like that's honestly I feel like this is one of the like hardest parts to do this like mental health thing, like not in person, but yeah, like without seeing each other, because it's just, yeah, because I don't like see if you're sort of like thinking or if you're like ignoring it. So I don't know, that's like really, I don't know, really weird situation. It's definitely also a part why talking in voice chat is better. That's true. But I feel like at the same time in voice chat, what I noticed is like it's sort of hard to incorporate chat while I am in voice chat with somebody. So it's like hard to combine, I feel like. And at the same time, I feel like sometimes because it's in chat, it's actually like sort of giving people the opportunity to like, or like not giving the opportunity, but actually like just naturally sort of making that people like think about their words and just put it like, I don't know, like that they don't get sidetracked, and that it's like sort of like actually like really describing what they want to say. Because I feel like we pandas have been getting sidetracked in voice chat like the entire time. So that's why I sort of like, I don't know, like I didn't like find a solution yet to it. To sort of like incorporate chat with voice chat, and also like not getting too sidetracked in voice chat that you like get to the point at some point, you know? And also in voice chat, it's still the case that you like don't see the other person. So it's like still low-key like harder than like actually being in person with somebody, because it's like both of you to assume that such a mundane thing as texture will limit my ability of sidetracking everything. I mean, fair, but like on average, right? Because people like think about their words while typing them, it like takes, I don't know, it's just like it comes more natural to be like more streamlined. But yeah, definitely you can of course still get sidetracked in like text chat. But yeah, it's also just like this, yeah, this situation of like not knowing how to incorporate like text chat with voice chat. Yeah. But I did also like voice chat. Definitely. It's like it just gives you like a little bit more information than in text chat. Because I guess like hear emotions more. But yeah. The other part is also that it made my like my sound quality shittier, sadly. Because of, yeah, I don't know why. Like back in the day, this setup like really worked like super well. And when I had like the mic here, like nothing essentially from my from the stereo boxes would get into my mic. But nowadays, this is just not the case anymore. Like my mic picks up like so much from the stereo boxes, and then we just have like double sound. And in order to not have double sound, I need to like up my noise gate like really high. And then like once I like go a little bit further away from the mic, like you essentially like can't hear me anymore. And it's so weird because if I go a little bit further away from the mic, I get like so much quieter. At the same time, when you guys are coming through like stereo sound, it's like not like that. It's like like it's louder on the mic. So I really don't like know what is going on there, and I just didn't have the like I didn't make it one of my priorities yet to sort of like get into it and like figure that out. So I was at my parents' house the last weekend, kind of feel helpless. I don't know how to navigate the decline of my father. It's kind of weird to see people slowly dying, even weirder if they're close to you. I wish I could change colors in people. Hard to wrap my head around this topic. Thinking every possibility through, etc. But nothing I would really want to talk about. Just my 2 cents for now. This is really hard. I mean, especially if it's something which is just so obvious to you, right? Because I feel like that's sort of the blessing of like people like us who just like we don't see it, and we can sort of like, even if we probably know it too, it's something we can like easily ignore because we don't see it. Which for you just don't have that because you see it always. I'm really sorry, Fluffy. That's really hard. I hope you can still have some like good times, and I don't know, like use the make some memories, you know. But this really sucks. This really sucks. I'm sorry for you. Man, this sucks ass. Like, the more I think about it, the more it sucks ass. Like, I honestly, like, I just. The more I sort of like imagine to be able to see that and it happening like to my mom, for example, it's just like the more it sucks ass. It's just ass. Yeah, that sucks. I'm really, really sorry, Fluffy. I hope you know that you can like we just found our people here, didn't we? Like the people who combat negative emotions with humor. And I like in 1 second, like this really big thing is happening in my life. And then everybody's like okay. And then like the next we come up with this like really dark humor of like blah 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 whatever. Ha, yikes. Kick me. But I guess it's better coping than some other styles. Have you talked about this, by the way, with your dad? Or with your mom? Yeah, I kind of killed the vibe then when you just buy run foods for me. I'm fine. It's really sweet of you. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm like this is definitely like, these are like huge feelings, you know? And like, I don't know, like this honestly makes it so much like sadder to me. Um, but I'm fine being sad, if that makes sense. I don't feel bad about being sad. Does this make sense? I don't really know how to explain that, but it's like I don't regret to be sad. You know? Like I know that you like, yeah, this is why like it's hard to explain, like um definitely like in those moments I feel sad and I am reminded of like my situation. I'm like empathizing with you, right? I'm just sort of like, I'm sad that I like can't take this away from you, or that I can't like actually help you with this, right? Like I can be here and listen, but it's just like I can't be like, let me take that weight off of you actually. Um and then of course like sort of knowing that you were like a little bit more isolated person, you know? Um a little more like guarded with your feelings. It's just like knowing that you probably mostly carry this for yourself is something which like worries me in that moment, of course. So there's like a lot of thoughts going on for sure, and a lot of these thoughts are not positive. Um But yeah, I don't regret feeling them. Like they're part of life, and in a way they're beautiful, no? Like, I'm worrying for you because I like you, because I care about you. I'm worrying for my parents and sort of like thinking to that situation how that would be, right? But also because I care about them. So I don't know, like I wouldn't feel like this if there wouldn't be a positive connection to those people, to you and my parents and like the world around me. Like if I would be disconnected, I wouldn't feel this. But I am connected, and I am maybe intensely connected even. And that's why I feel that. So I don't know, I don't regret feeling those feelings. I'm not, like, if I wouldn't want to talk about this, I would act different. Like, if I wouldn't like to feel this way, I would act different. But it's okay to feel this way. And it doesn't mean I'm gonna have like a mental breakdown. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna have a shitty day, you know? So it's not something I need to get out of just like this. It's fine to feel that way. You know? I don't spiral to an unhealthy amount like back in the day anymore. I definitely like I got into the situation more and more, but it's like I know now how to step out of it. And I also know that if I went all the way, like how to regulate myself again. So don't worry about me. But I also get that it can be uncomfortable for you to maybe see these emotions in me, because they maybe remind you of like the emotions you have, no? And then it's harder to push it away, maybe. Or what do you think? By the way, you're like invited as always to be really honest about this. Like if you like, I don't know, like if you don't believe me, you can tell me. Like I'm up for a challenge. Don't worry. And I think it's like always beneficial. Like I feel like some of the most like actually maybe like most insightful moments were moments where I didn't believe my therapist. Not saying I'm a therapist here, but it were moments where like where there was sort of like a harder wall, I guess. And by sort of talking about how I don't believe this, there was space to talk about it at all. I think the brain is fantastic. If your mind is on one topic, you see it everywhere. Now I only see death creeping in, and I was on a full train the last days, so I try to keep everything to myself. Don't focus too much, otherwise I would explode or something. Let me read that again. I think the brain is fantastic and your mind is one topic. If your mind is on one topic, see it everywhere. Yeah, now I only see death creeping in. Probably from like all places, yeah. When I was on a full train the last days. So I try to keep everything to myself. Don't focus too much, otherwise I would explode or something. Yeah. I think there's a very common like safety sort of measure, right? Like I don't think like I think coping is like there for something. Like right? Like I feel like coping is I don't know, I feel like sometimes we feel like, oh, coping is like always good, and that's not true. But I feel like sometimes we also think coping is always bad, and that's also not true. So I don't know, I understand what you mean. And it's fine, we don't have to, you know, get into these thoughts too much. But I feel like in this moment, you can it's like easier for me to understand, or like I'm faster to I guess like help you or assist you, because your situation is like sort of special, right? Because you can also see it in me, so like only me feeling something is also confronting your like I guess your pause on this, right? Because you can't really pause on it when you see like the colors all over me. So in these moments, what you can do to sort of like get more space for me as well. And I also will try to keep that in mind, considering you said you don't really want to talk about it. So I'm also gonna like try to keep in mind how my feelings in that moment sort of show, I guess, or might show. But yeah, like if it's too much, just I don't know, you can tell me like, hey, Craig, like I need you to like tune it down, like mute your colors, please. It's like I can't see this right now. You know. Eat my brownie. Hello, Alex. How are you doing? And welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing fine. Were the moments in a talk with, well, I guess we're like sort of like nearly maybe done with that topic because we didn't want to get too much into it. The only thing I guess I still want to say is that I hope you know that our community can be used as a resource here. Like not only to like find people to play with, but and just like cope while gaming, right? But also to find people to talk to. And then you can also always text me. If it's getting a little much. So if we can like support you in any way through this, Fluffy, then we definitely want to, okay? So don't shy away from asking for support with this. If you want, we can like after the stream today, just like on the Discord, we can play a few League games. Maybe talk. We don't need to talk. We can also just play a few League games. if you want to. Just let me know. Oh no, Alex, you have COVID with pneumonia. Jesus Christ. So I'm in my bed and watching Twitch. Oh. Since when are you sick? Like, are you already on the like getting better path, or are you still sort of expecting it to get worse? You're getting better? All right. That's good. That's really good. I'm glad. I mean, COVID with pneumonia. I don't necessarily know how much worse it is than COVID, but I know like pneumonia is like something with the Jesus Christ, something with the lung, right? So it's probably like a lot worse. Don't know how anyone could support me with that. I have to go to work in half an hour, and after that I have uni stuff to do. If you're free like 10 p.m, we can go for sure. Okay, 10 p.m. is tough. I'm gonna be honest. Would it be like at actually like 10 or like after 10? Somewhere after 10. But 10 is like really late. Is lung inflammation? You're in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, visiting the city and the air here is here. Ooh, okay. Are you like, do you live in Uzbekistan, or like are you like actually on like holidays, like outside of your like, you know, like internationally, and now you just chill in your hotel or something and are sick? So actually be 10 p.m. or later. Hmm. Okay, so 10 p.m. or later is tough. Let me think about this, okay? Like, I'm gonna text you if I manage, but I need to sort of like check in with Zach if that would be fine. Because Zach is like, I don't know, having like a little bit of a hard time right now. He still didn't like properly start with taking like vitamin D and stuff, so he's still like winter like sort of depression came back a little bit. Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I guess it also like really depends on like how important it is to you, right? And then like how much or like how much it would like mean to. Because if I would know this like would mean like a lot to you, right? And this would help you a lot, then I would like no questions asked, make the time. But I don't know, I don't get the feeling of that like too much so far. So I'm more like, okay, like it would be nice, I guess. But it's more of a thing where like I think it would be useful. And I don't really know if you think that would be nice. Or helpful or supporting or whatever. So it's like I guess definitely it's a different calculation in that. But if it's like only sort of like changing my routine a little bit, and apart from that, it's like, I don't know, like not changing much, then yeah, like I'm gonna try. But if it would take anything and sort of like throw it out of the ordinary, I guess then I would be like, okay, let's find like a different day. But actually we can already talk about different day. How's Wednesday for you? Just like maybe like extra even. So you're visiting Tashkent. I'm in a hotel. I live in Almaty, Kazakhstan. Oh no. Man, that sucks, Alex. I'm really sorry for you. That's so annoying. Like being sick and being sick like that on holidays really is annoying. I mean, to be fair, at least, like, I guess being sick in a hotel room can be kind of nice. If the hotel room is kind of nice. All depends on the hotel room. Where I live in the Netherlands. I was I'm German, so I lived in Germany for, I know, 21 years or something. And then a couple of years ago, I moved to the Netherlands. So right now I live in the Netherlands. But it still might change because, I don't know, I'm just a adventurous person. I'm not really adventurous, but I don't know. I guess I'm like adventurous in a weird way. I am not on a regular basis adventurous, but like me moving the country is like, it's a 50-50. So yeah. But when you have to go back home, by the way, like when do you have to be on a health level where you can actually make the trip back home? And how long is it to get home? Okay. Okay, that's good to know, Fluffy. So how's Wednesday for you? Because Tuesday I have a bunch going on. I have like multiple appointments. But Wednesday, I'm like that would, I could actually like, if I know like today, I could probably make like any time. So because I do have some things planned, but all of them are like, I can put them in like different time slots, I guess. You have long days right now, Fluffy. Is that right? Like today you're home at like 9:30, and on Wednesday at 7. Like 7 is also like, it's not like really long, but it's a bit longer. You plan on going home this weekend? It's a 1.5 hour flight. Differences between Germany and Netherlands. Oh, 1.5 hour flight. But it's not only the flight, right? It's like going to the airport, coming back from the airport, like all of that stuff too. So how healthy do we expect to be this weekend? Like, is it something, or like, let me ask it differently. Like, is the flight something where you're like dreadfully looking forward to it? And I'm like, yeah, I want to be home, but like also, fuck, this seems really exhausting. And like, I hope I'm gonna be able to make it. Or is it more like a thing where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be like healthy to like sort of already. Like, it's gonna be fine. I don't have pauses, haven't I told you that? I didn't think it was quite so literally. um But yeah, okay, Wednesday at 7. Yeah, let's do Wednesday at 7. I'm putting it in my calendar just so you know, by the way. Okay. So, with the differences between Germany and Netherlands. Oof. So in Germany, car culture is a lot. So like everybody has a car. Public transport is garbage, except for like bigger cities. But even in bigger cities, it's not like perfect. But like if you live anywhere else than in a bigger city, or if you just have like your parents live somewhere else, you probably will have a car. And you go like everywhere by car essentially. Like the whole city, like how the city's working is like made for cars. Which in the Netherlands is entirely different. So in the Netherlands, like public transport is way better, and people cycle usually to like all places. And people do have cars, but definitely not everybody, and usually only people who need it for their jobs, because they have a job where they like have to go to clients or something, and don't just like go to their like workplace and back. And yeah, there's a lot of people who like don't have any cars at all, who just go like everywhere by bicycle because they like live close to the train station, or they like live close to a bigger city and stuff like this. But like yeah, like public transport is like so much better. I feel like Dutch people on average are happier than German people. I feel like in Germany we have sort of like a culture of complaining, and yeah, I feel like complaining is low-key like a love language in Germany. Whereas here in the Netherlands, this is like complaining is not like unknown to them or something. But I just feel like in terms to Germany, it's like in Germany you have way more people who like really love rules and are like will call the cops on you if you do something, like if you park in a place where you like shouldn't park, even if it's like I don't know, like if it doesn't bother them personally. It's like you have this like granny looking out of the window and she's gonna call the cops on you. You also have like grannies screaming out of the window that you should shut up if you're a kid like playing on the street. So like this is sort of like this happens like there's not only these people in Germany, right? But I feel like these people are like more in Germany than in the Netherlands. Like, I feel like in the Netherlands, like people are on average like happier and more like yeah, live your life, let other people live their lives. And yeah. I don't know, like international cuisine is a big thing here. Like there's a lot of restaurants with international cuisine. Because the Netherlands, like the Dutch people invaded like low-key everybody. So in Germany, there's like if you live like somewhere like in the south on like the like in like a tiny city, you probably have like one Asian restaurant and that's it. While here you actually I don't really know. Um, I feel like you'll have more, but I actually don't really know because here I live in a small town, but it's like close to a big city, so it doesn't really count. Yes, I'm actually not sure, but we have like a lot of Asian supermarkets, which don't really existed where I lived in Germany back then. But yeah, it's not like a equal comparison from where